do you have a racial preference? I mean, this is kind of funny because I think we've already talked about this, low-key, this racial preference shit. Simon blind date. I would rather jump off of shit. No diss to Simon, though. No diss to Simon. I'm sure it's just a long-ass video. Yeah, 41 minutes. Like, literally die.
Have you always had preference?
Have you always had a preference? The only reason I would have a preference or a predisposition to dating minorities instead of white people is mainly because of the work that I have to put in to explain the racial boundaries.
As someone who personally likes men and women equally sex-wise, I don't really care if my SO is out there. Even if it was sex work, I think I'd be more concerned with the emotional aspect. Like in my mind, a good relationship is emotion plus sex plus friend.
Damn, he cut you off. Because, like, emotion and just friendship is just a close friend. Emotion plus sex is just fucking your therapist. And sex plus friendship is just... What the fuck did you just say? Well, I get what you're trying to say. Bro, you niggas are just like, wow. Wait, what? Only care if the girl is hot, regardless of race. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's a bad take. There's nothing wrong with that. Friends with benefits.
FWB is friends with benefits.
No, I couldn't read it the way it showed up on the feed. The way it showed up on the feed, I wasn't able to read it. Yeah, I feel like it's pretty common for you to just be attracted to who you're attracted to, and you know, you're entitled to your preferences, I guess.
No.
What changed?
I dated a white person.
What happened?
He called me a colored person, not person of color. Colored person.
Do you have racial preference?
But I don't think I have a racial preference though. I just happen to have had majority Asian and black women. That's it.
That's crazy.
But if a white girl and I was like really attracted to her and we vibed out and shit like that, I don't see a problem with that at all. Calling your girl colored is nuts. I mean, maybe, unless they into that.
Oh, that's a good question. Well.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
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 Do you have a racial preference when dating?
Not necessarily, but everybody else in my life says that I do.
What do they say your preference is?
Anything Asian.
Asians?
It's exclusively Asian guys.
Is there a race that you tend to date the most?
I think black people.
Black love all day.
I noticed it when I was in grade school, but like all my crushes were Mexicans.
A lot of my friends like to...
Oh, it's this nigga. I remember this nigga. This was the box nigga. Oh my God. Shawn, you think you could fuck a racist? I mean, yeah, I could. Yeah.
Clown me and say that I only date white girls.
I love Caucasian women. That's probably bad for the character. Do you have a racial preference when dating?
I used to be strictly white meat, but now I'm like, okay, what, you know, it's
Dr.
just
Umar
one
proud,
part
or you fucking only
of a
snow
spectrum
bunnies?
of so many flavors.
I've dated like every race of lady probably out there. Hispanic, Asian.
White guys, white girls, guys of color, women of color.
I grew up in like a predominantly Asian area.
My community had a lot of Asian and African people. That's generally what I lean towards.
Flavors. It's like, why would you just want one flavor? It's a blessing and difference.
I mean, I get what he's saying, but at the end of the day, you're ultimately gonna end up with one. I mean, if you believe in the marriage route, I guess. So you're ultimately gonna have one. So I don't know why he is saying like flavors, as if you're gonna get them all, regardless of like who you choose. Like one of them's got the rainbow of races in them all. Like I don't know what he mean by that, but yeah, I mean, whoever you find attractive, it just. I don't believe in racial preferences, though. I don't. I really don't believe in racial preferences.
I feel bad cause I don't date black people, guys and girls. It's kinda crazy.
Nigga chatting. Yeah, I don't really believe in racial preferences. I get the comfortability, though, of wanting to just date, you know what I'm saying? Like wanting to just date black people if you black, because you don't have to explain shit. There's just that mutual understanding of shit. And we don't have to go that deep. There's just too many cultural barriers for people not to have preferences when it comes to race. That's all I'm saying.
Have you heard of the term
If she's ain't foreign, she boring.
I feel like you just made that up.
No, it's it.
That's never been a term.
Do you have a racial preference when dating?
No.
No?
No.
I do not. I do not. As much as I would like to say that I don't, when I made my eHarmony account, I was definitely only trying to match with certain people. It was pretty an uncomfortable feeling.
Why was it uncomfortable?
Because I painted myself as a racist.
Is it racist to have a preference?
No.
Absolutely not. You can't be racist if you just want to be in your community.
A lot of people are attracted to people that look like them.
You like who you like. I don't think you should be forced to like someone just because it might seem racist or not.
Do you think it's racist to have racial preferences?
I'd say yes, there is a problem with having a racial preference.
I think if it's intentional and it's like, I won't date any Hispanic people, I feel like that's rooted in racism.
Most people, when they try to avoid
what was with Donald Glover and Asian chicks?
You wildin' right now, bro.
particular race, if you dig into their past, they must have gone through some bad experiences.
I have like internalized racism and like anti-blackness and like all of these things that I have to continue to process and work through if I want to stand in solidarity with everyone in this country.
Is there something...
I hate this fucking answer so much, bro. Like, you are such a fucking Twitter user. It's crazy.
wrong with having a racial preference?
I think if it's a fetish.
Fetish, yeah.
Then yeah, probably.
But I think that if you are looking at them in a wholly sexualized fashion, that veers into
Nigga said all that shit to gloss over the fact that, like, yeah, I'm still against black people.
racism.
Do you have a racial preference when dating?
I like my black men. That contrast of that.
That is the nastiest statement ever. I like my black men. I'm so ending stream after this video. Holy fuck. What is she cooking?
Skin color, to me, it's very erotic.
Oh my god. What the fuck?
Got shit for your racial preference?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Do you have a racial preference when dating?
No.
Nigga, she don't give a fuck. They just need to be alive.
No.
I don't discriminate.
People think I do, but I don't.
I've never said I'll turn down someone because of their race.
I love all ethnicities. I think they're all fucking hot.
What's your ethnicity?
I am South Indian.
South Indian? Black to white women.
No.
So you do have racial preferences?
Oh, shoot, I guess.
Do you have a racial preference when dating?
I don't think that I do.
What might your dating history say?
Well, listen, there's like a lot of white people that I've hooked up with, so that tells a different story.
Do you have a racial preference when dating?
No, but like most of the people I've dated have been white.
White men.
Caucasian.
Caucasian. I do have a preference for blonde hair, blue-eyed, Tom Petty-ish features.
I just like have it.
I have a preference for bitches who sound like they got some moisture in their throat and their esophagus and shit like that. And they not just like blowing up dust. This is me though.
And found another racial identity that I like have connected with on that level.
My previous dating history were all white, tall, cis men. That's just kind of what I always just leaned towards and felt familiar with.
I grew up with a really large like white population.
It was who was available.
And it wasn't, definitely not.
I'm so sorry, bro. Is this a mustache or what is that? I don't know what that is, bro. What is that called? It's a no. Like the ear gauges or whatever the fuck it's called. That's a different story. But what the fuck is the middle piece? That's what it's called, really? I'm not going to hell. This is just a crazy fit. This is a crazy combo in general. I'm sorry.
What in the Waluigi?
What a conscious decision.
There's so many fucking white dudes in Seattle.
How does the experience differ when dating outside of your race?
Okay.
You have the opportunity to have different perspectives than you may have otherwise been having available to you.
I traveled a lot
I
after
believe
college.
you should date anyone, but deep down when I see a black person with someone white, the Dr. Umar in me looks at them a certain way.
Here's the thing though. This isn't a hot take or anything like that, but I don't like to put the responsibility of racism on black people ever. I hate doing that. if I see a black man with a white woman, or I see a white man with a black woman, it's like, is it their responsibility? I don't want, why can't they just be? Like, I don't give a fuck unless it becomes a problem. But just looking at people together and this person's white and then this one's black, I'm not looking at that and I'm like, oh yeah, that's a problem. Because in general, in my mind, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Like, that's great. Y'all are in a relationship.
Do your parents
cool.
want you to be with blocks people, or do they not give a shit?
I'm pretty sure my mom don't care. And I'm pretty sure my dad don't care. I mean, we don't talk, but when we were, he never really expressed that I want you to be with a black woman or blah, 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 blah. I just got with what I found attractive to me. And I find it funny too, how a lot of people say, and this clearly is true for a lot of people, but I'm talking about me as maybe a bit of an outlier, how your preferences are so easily like thrown at you and like predetermined based off the things that you see in society, what's marketed to you, the things that you watch. I never watched or consumed much white material when I was growing up. All I had pretty much for the most part was blackness. I didn't watch much TV. I didn't play that many video games. I didn't watch much white cinema. All I grabbed and gravitated towards was black shit when I was coming up. And so that's what I was attracted to. So obviously that's not true for every black person, but for myself, I think that's why it was easier for me to fall into that lane, because that's usually just what I saw. I don't think I even saw or interacted with white people until I got to middle school. Like, it was only 2 or 3 white people in the entire fucking school when I got to middle school. So not only was I having to dive into like a new group of people, I also was like having to look at like, okay, now that I'm past the look of us being different, now there's the cultural barrier that's also, you know, there to a degree. But that's not my responsibility to teach them. And that's not a black person's responsibility to teach them. So if there is a moment, unless the black person is enabling that behavior, I'm not looking at the black person like, oh my God, you're a piece of shit. Like, what's wrong with you? That's too much work. It's not their problem. Like, every black person shouldn't be an educator on the subject. It's just not their responsibility. And any minorities to that degree. And I just feel like when other people put that little stigma on them, like, oh, you look a certain way, you're weird, or something wrong with you. Like, shut the fuck up, bro. You're directing that to the wrong group of people.
From Florida, going to school, having a broader worldview. Now it's much more about the person.
Do you have any racial preferences when dating?
I do tend to date white men more, which is probably why all the relationships have been awful.
Why are you still dating white guys if they suck so much?
I think a part of me is like, I don't deserve men of color. Part of
Oh my God, this see, and then this it's too far. You can go too far with it, bro. You can get to the point where you're fetishizing like men of color to a degree to make it seem like, oh, these people could do no wrong to me. Like, these are the holiest grail of individual. Like, no, you just clearly have terrible decision-making skills. Or maybe the white men that you've got are actually shitty people. You thinking that you're going to come over here and experience a much better life, and it might low-key just be you.
How you feel ABT racism in the bedroom, slave play, or partners calling the other partner a slur, stuff like that.
I think you have to be extremely, like, some gotta be, like, I can't kink shame to that degree. I think it's weird, but I think it's weirder if the person that you're with kind of engages. I can't judge people's sex life, but if a girl came up to me and said, I want to be R-worded, I want to simulate R-word, I could not do it because I can't fathom what that, like, I feel like the person that's going with you to do it is low-key weirder than you wanting to do it. Like, you wanting to do it is weird, but me, like, acting on it too is kind of crazy, and I just couldn't do it. So a white person, like, doing the slave play shit with somebody black in bed, I do feel like it says a bit about them to a degree that you would even be willing to do it. Second, white guilt is the most unattractive thing in the world. This is the craziest shit in the world, where you feel like You don't even interact with black people. This is the perspective of a woman that doesn't interact with black people, doesn't interact with anybody colored. Because what she just said was the most dumb shit and the most unrealistic shit I've ever heard in my life. I don't deserve men of color is just fucking stupid. You're not making me look at you as like, oh my God, she really appreciates me. She really appreciates me. No, you're stupid. And if anything, I'm just looking at you like, bro, yo, people don't want you. Why would we? And I know that sound racist low key, but like, if this is your perspective, I get why they kicked you to the curb. I get why they did this. We don't want you. And I know she's saying that she feel like that she don't deserve him anyway. I know that's what she said. But you have fetishized men of color to a degree in your head that makes them feel like, oh my God, I put them up here. Now I got this super high expectation to them. Nobody did. Nobody said we were great. That you did that because your guilt. Just go donate. Go give a black man $1. Have you supported your local black man? That's all I'm going to ask her. Have you supported your local black man? Go to a black barbershop and just give $20. Just leave it on the mat and walk away. Don't get a haircut. Don't get a boosie fade. Don't do nothing. Just give him 20 and leave. That's it. Nigga said, so she's right.
My family is really racist, and like I don't want to expose them to that.
Oh yeah, because that'll be the first exposure they got to racism most likely, but through you. She's like, oh my God, if I don't introduce them to my parents, they won't know what that's like.
Always had preference?
No.
What changed?
I dated a white person.
And what happened?
He called me a colored person, not person of color. Colored person. I'm not kidding.
Do you have any racial preferences when dating?
Anything but white.
White chicks, no offense, it's been a series of bad luck.
Anything other than white and blonde.
Why is that?
So anything other than me. This is so funny. It's so funny. Because I really be looking at when they say shit like this. I'll be like, yo, what the fuck are you talking about? Have you looked in a mirror, bro? Are you good? Why do you hate yourself?
The super strong, important figures in my life that are male have always been of mixed descent.
I usually tend to date POC.
It has to be a
I'm not gonna comment.
color.
I probably prefer people of color.
That's not to say like I was to meet someone who.
There you go.
You ever been white women tiered?
What the fuck does that mean? She said it great. She said it best.
I probably prefer.
Your preference is not you saying that I'm not open to. That's me. I prefer this, but I'm open to all. That's what I'm saying. Great, sis.
Prefer.
Love it.
People of color.
That's not to say like I was to meet someone who wasn't like of color, like I would be completely closed off to them. They would have to definitely meet the criteria that comes inherent with dating someone of color.
It's necessary, I think, for someone to be able to have some type of understanding.
Like, that's what people don't understand about fat phobia too, is like people are allowed to look at people that are bigger and be like, yo, I don't want to date this. But to deny them the possibility of a potential relationship off the sole reason that they are bigger is what makes a person fat phobic. It's not just you not be like you're allowed to have a preference though. That's the difference. Like, you can't take away people's preferences. If somebody wants to date black because they black, they're allowed to have that preference. If somebody wants to date thin because they want thin, they're allowed to have that preference. You can't call them phobic or racist or all these other buzzwords just because.
Understanding systemic oppression and what we go through.
It can be harder to relate to somebody when you don't have the same experiences growing up.
There are certain things that like you don't really have to like explain.
I've dated people who share nothing in common with me in terms of culture. It's just not the same.
Because I am Jewish, like it would be so much more profitable to.
Adam and Eve didn't have a preference. Adam and Eve didn't have a choice. Low-key. You know what would be crazy?
When a white female sheds tears for pity and basically gets away with it. Usually in a relationship it's when the partner blames the block's partner for SMTH.
It's funny because like if I were to take like like if you apply the Bible to like a real life situation and some shit like that, it's like God low-key said, I don't give a fuck if y'all niggas don't like each other. Like he made them niggas fuck. Basically that was the situation. Like he forced niggas to fuck, and that was crazy.
Marry someone who's Jewish. I don't know, you get it more.
What was it like the first time you dated somebody else?
They niggas said fuck or die.
Out of your race.
Yeah, those relationships are weird.
Yeah, I tried vanilla in high school. It didn't click.
Do you have a racial preference when dating?
The only preference is I have a male breathing penis pulse.
Honestly, my biggest thing is I love a beard. Like a beard and chest hair.
I have like a height preference, like the last guy. 6'5". What did that kid drink when he was young?
Do you have a racial?
And you know what's crazy, Chad? She probably 5'4". It's not like, but I get what she said. No, I get what she said.
Preference when dating?
Not really.
Do you have a certain type of guy?
I don't like young guys. I like daddies.
Do you have a racial preference when dating?
I'm queer and pan, so I just really am attracted to like person.
Personalities.
The individual themselves is what I notice before I pay attention to what their ethnicity or race is.
If I find you attractive, I find you attractive.
I won't say that I'm attracted to personalities. I think I'm attracted to the interactions that we have. Like, what is the difference? It's not necessarily the person's singular personality. It's what the world creates when we're together, I guess. Yeah, it's like you take two different things and you put them together, and then that thing is the thing that I'm attracted to. That moment that we get together is different. Maybe you don't have the greatest personality, and maybe I don't have the greatest personality, but together we do something crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Demisexual for real, for real.
I don't know what the fuck that means. Stop putting terms on me. I never said that, and I never admitted to that. But let's say 2 7 out of 10 personalities get together and they have a 9 out of 10 time, versus you liking one person who has a 9 out of 10 personality and you low-key rocking a 2 or a 3 or a 4, and now you can't carry your weight. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really like that whole situation. I like to get something a little reasonable and then we have fun together. That's what I like. That's what I like.
How can you tell that you don't have a racial preference?
I feel like my porn history is very much complicated. I love so much like gangbang and just like all of this stuff. And in that one, like everyone's there. Everyone's invited to the gangbang. It's a potluck.
I don't know how we got to gangbang, but he trying to spit and he trying to cook. I don't know how we got there though. Yeah. How am I by at minimum? You realize that I've come to such a large understanding of myself that I can admit so many things that if I were bi, that would be the easiest thing for me to say in the world. Shawn, have you ever dated women who weren't skinny? Oh my God. I've never dated, first of all, let's put this out there right now. I've never dated fat women and I've never dated skinny women. I've always dated in between and or on the slightly larger side. Boom. That answers every fucking question. There's a point where someone's eyes are so blue it's unattractive.
How many bitches you get?
This is such a like, what type of question is that? Have I ever been with someone that changes the world when you're around them? No, because I'm usually that person. But like I said, I know most people that I know, we have a good time together. Most people that I know, we have a good time together, to be fair. Why are you looking at me like that? That's not even, take all that bass out of your eyes. Stop. It's not about Mr. Bitches. I have that effect on men too. The fuck? I have a good time with my niggas too. Why y'all act like it's just bitches? Like, what's going on? But regardless, we have a good time together. Me and my mans, when we together, is a good time. Me and my cousin, probably 7 out of 10 personalities each by ourselves. Together, boom. 9, 10, 11, 12 out of 10 experience. Women too. Women too. But that's why I say already, you don't have to be a 10 out of 10 personality. You just have to be a decent enough personality, get with somebody else who's also a decent enough personality, and then y'all always gonna have fun with each other. Y'all always gonna have a good time. But don't make somebody carry the weight. Get within your personality range / scale. If you're dating someone and you're getting with someone and they're really fucking like outgoing and charismatic and they're really fucking like cool and shit like that, and you know you can't handle that, and you know you're gonna drag them down, that's gonna be a point of contention later on in the relationship. Okay, even if you're attractive, it's not gonna last long. Get with your personality range. Exactly, get in your weight range personality wise. Giving Brockhampton vibe. What? How? What are you talking about? I don't have either, so I guess I gotta die. Damn, bro. Okay, well, just make sure you don't leave a mess when you finish the job. My bad. Because I'm gay. How? Now I feel like I gotta look in myself. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I think I'm just perfect. I think I'm just that guy.
Tier list.